Guys, today we have an interesting video for you. So starting off right away, let's go over to team salaries. So I made every single player in the NFL have a 1-year contract and be on a contract year. Now, we went even above and beyond this. I also took every single player in the NFL, and you know how now they have the motivation factors? So it might be like no income tax, close to home, a franchise quarterback. Every single player has a different motivation factor. Well, that's not the case anymore. Now, every single player in the NFL, all three of the motivation factors is going to be the highest offer. So it means the most money possible. I literally made every single player in the NFL as greedy as possible. They don't care about franchise quarterbacks. They don't care about how much, close to home, no income tax. They don't care about weather. They don't care about any of it. Every single player, all they care about is money. So first thing we have to do is sim the season. And then we have to see what the free agency actually looks like. Because, again, like I said, it's going to be all about money this year, guys. All right, so we went 9-8 and made the playoffs. We actually won our division at 9-8. Shout out to the fact that, the NFC West is so freaking bad. But let's go ahead and just see how everything happened. Oh my god, I cannot speak for a second. So the Saints went 14-3, Bills 12-5. Okay, so it was a interesting situation. I mean, there shouldn't really be anything different than real life at this point because all these teams are pretty much as normal as possible. It's just that they're going to probably lose half their teams after this year. So free agency should be crazy, but let's see what the 49ers end up doing. So they're going to play the Lions in the wild card round, and they lose. Okay, so they lost 31-7 to the Lions. Man, oh man, is that pretty dang sad. Not gonna lie to you. I was not expecting the Niners to lose that in any way possible, but you know what? Hey, listen. We're gonna see who wins the Super Bowl and who actually gets to the Super Bowl here. And potentially, it could be the Lions. Who knows? Maybe the Lions will shock the world and actually be a Super Bowl team. And it's not. It's the Saints and Broncos. What even is that? Saints and Broncos? Bro, nobody wants to see the Saints play the Broncos in the Super Bowl. Maybe... Oh, and the Saints blew them out. So, Derek Carr blows out... what's his name? Russell Wilson. So, I guess that's a thing. Alright, so now let's get into the actual goody goods of this. Or the decent part, which is obviously free agency. So, re-signing players, I have this set up so the CPU does that, because we're not going to worry about re-signing players here. We're kind of just seeing where players go. And now let's go to free agency. So one thing you're going to see when we go to free agency is that, as it says right here, motivations. Number 1, highest offer. Number 2, highest offer. Number 3, highest offer. Yes, guys, we are worried about nothing more than highest offer, except for Zarius Smith. What? Why is no income tax on your list there, bro? Everyone else, look at this. Everyone else has highest offer except for Zarius Smith. For some reason, Zarius Smith he cares about income tax. It's actually funny, too, because I actually set every single player to be highest offer possible. Zarius Smith, for some reason, is just not on that list. I don't know how he avoided me here. But yeah, so every player except for Zarius Smith, apparently, is highest offer possible. Except for Zarius Smith. I don't know why. But anyway, though, let's go ahead and see what free agency ends up happening in free agency. So I'm going to sim 1 week. And it looks like Fred Warner signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay. CD Lamb signed with the Patriots. DeAndre Hopkins went to the Raiders. Panthers got DeForest Buckner. Zarius Smith went to the Cardinals. Does Arizona have 0 income tax? I don't think it does. It might, potentially. Greg Newsome went to the Lions. Texans got Dewan Payne. Okay, Alex Highsmith went to the Texans. Brandon Cooks went to the Colts. Okay. Kevin Zeitler went to the Lions. So it's interesting to see most guys actually got re-signed to their said team. Even though, again, they're on their contract year, a lot of these teams actually brought back a lot of their players. Drake London went to the Dolphins. Jeremiah went to the Bucks. Okay. We have Ryan Neal, who went to the Giants. So, some newer guys going to different teams. Jared Goff went to the Commanders. Okay, so it looks like... I wonder what the money they got. All right, hold up. Let's check out the contract they got. So let me go all the way up to the very top here. Fred Warner, how much money did you get? Because if all you care about was the money, how much did they offer you that, you know, you had to say yes to right away? Because he said yes to it right away. All right, so it's a 5-year, $55.4... No. A 5-year, $44.8 million contract with a $55.4 million bonus. Cap hit 17.9. So he's making roughly 17.9 a year. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. They did pay him really good money to be there. How about CeeDee Lamb? How much did they pay you, CeeDee Lamb? Let's go to stats and contract. Let's go over the contract. They paid him $21 million a year pretty much. Well, 21, 23, 24, 26. So, 4 years for that much money. Okay. So, he got paid. DeAndre Hopkins, he signed with the Raiders very quickly here. 16, 17, 18. How are you going to give DeAndre Hopkins a 3-year contract? The guy's 32 years old. You're going to have him until he's 35? Is that really the move, in all honesty? I don't feel like that's actually the move there. All right, so let's go to contracts for this guy. 1 year, $20.3 million for DeForest Buckner. He's 30. I feel like he could have got... I feel like he's going to get another contract. That's crazy. D-Law signed with the Colts. Okay. We have Ryan Jensen signed with the Vikings. Quandre Diggs signed with the Jets. Okay. Michael Thomas is now a Commander. Micah Hyde is a Ram. James Bradbury is a Saint. Greg Newsome is a Lion. We all did want Payne. All right, Brandon Cook, C.J. Mosley. We got some new faces in new places here. I did not mean for that to rhyme in any way possible, but it actually, ironically enough, did. Rasul Douglas actually went to the Cowboys. Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, not really interesting. Right now, he's on the Bills. He came from the Packers, but I guess that's a little bit newer place. I love how Rondale Moore still ended up on the Cardinals. Like, this guy, you literally can get endless money, and you ended up in the same place you were before. Or you care only about money now, and yeah. Micah Hyde, we already talked about. Okay, so I don't think any new guys here. Calvin Ridley, he went to the Packers. Okay, so now the Packers. So all these teams are going to be so much different now that all these players are leaving. Courtland Sutton, he went to the Falcons. So they got rid of Drake London, and they got Courtland Sutton instead. And they paid him way more money, probably. Oh, what did they pay Aaron Rodgers to go to the Vikings? To the Vikings, of all teams. He goes from the Packers to the Jets to now the Vikings. 1 year, $35 million. That's not that much. I feel like if they give him a 1-year contract, it would be like 40+ mil. I don't know. I feel like a team would have to give him that much and not to retire. Eddie Jackson went to the Packers. Okay. We have Michael Pierce went to the Texans. He's still in the game. Von Bell went to the Falcons. Ironically enough, when, you know, last year, Von Bell and Jesse Bates left the Bengals, and it ended up being that Jesse Bates went to the Falcons, and then Von Bell went to the Panthers. So, interesting. Garrett Bowles still hasn't signed yet. Jeremiah still hasn't signed yet. So, a lot of players finding themselves in a new situation, in a new place. And you can see right here, I mean, highest offer on Wise Jr. here, and he still has 4 teams interested. All he cares about is money, but these teams do not care. These teams are like, hey, listen, you want money? We have money. Like, you have to remember, all these teams, they lost probably a crap ton of their players. Gibbs went to the freaking Ravens. Okay, well, that's not what I expected. Tyler Algier went to the Vikings. Tyler Conklin went to the Commanders. And, I mean, as we go down this list here, I mean, there's a lot of players. Again, like I said, one, you're looking at the top players here. But there's a lot of players who left their said teams. Allen Robinson went to the Bills. KJ Hamler went to the Ravens. Lavesha Chenault Jr. went to the Colts. Quentin Johnson. Oh, wait, how much money did he get? How much did Johnston get? Because he got, okay, he only got like 3 years. Only like, what, 16 mil? That's actually not that crazy. That's not that crazy. I mean, I guess he is young and he's like, you know, a rookie, but still, I feel like he could have gotten more money. Like, for example, I feel like someone who got more money than him, I don't know why, but it's got this like weird, I feel like a guy like Allen Robinson, who's 31 years old, I feel like he got more money. No, he only got 10 million. He only got 2 years, 10 million. I'm gonna tell you right now, that DeAndre Hopkins contract was absolutely insane. They paid him way too much money to go there. That's an insane contract right there. Paris Campbell, yeah, I mean, 19 million for 3 years. I feel like that's a little ridiculous. I feel like that's definitely a lot of money. Dalton Kincaid went to the Panthers, so it looks like Hayden Hurst is still in free agency. So you have a lot of these guys who are still in free agency. I actually, now going through here, I'm actually surprised. A lot of teams did not bring back majority of the lineups. So now my question is, right, because obviously some of these guys did sign, what does the rosters look like right now? Because we can't see, it doesn't tell us how many players like the Cardinals have right now. I mean, the 49ers have right now. But like, for example, 49ers have no quarterbacks. Okay. We have no left tackle. We have no center. We have right guard. We have no right tackle. We have no left end. We have no D tackle. We have no left, no middle, we have a right. We barely have any corners. Free safeties is kind of a hit or miss. But, like, yeah, most of these teams probably aren't going to have, like, majority of their guys anymore. I mean, look at this. This team might have, like, 40, maybe, like, 35, 40 guys. These teams are just dwindling down. The Broncos have no quarterback. The Bucks have no quarterback. This is actually insane. It's kind of funny to see how these teams favored bringing back certain guys. And if the motivation factor is literally just money, then it's like, at some of these guys, you just can't afford to pay them that much money, you know? So, I mean, you have a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of teams here who simply just don't have a quarterback anymore. Which is insane to say that because, you know, obviously the most important position is that quarterback position. So far, interestingly enough, not many players, you know, coming back to their own teams. So let's go ahead and sim 1 week. I want to see if anyone else signed or how many more players actually did sign. Because every single team in this franchise should be interested in free agency right now. Every single team should be interested in picking somebody up, if not just to get a quarterback to sign to their team to, you know, get someone new. So, did everyone on the top of the list here? Kyle Juszczyk didn't sign, but that's not surprising. It looks like, oh my gosh, yeah, literally all these guys pretty much signed. Everyone but a kicker, a punter, or a fullback signed pretty much. Eric Kendricks didn't sign, but 8 teams are interested in him. He only cares about money, and 8 teams are like, you know what, man? We might want you on our roster. I have never seen this amount of people interested in free agents in my life. Like, this is insane. On this top 100, majority, if not all these free agents that aren't kickers or punters, are already either teams are interested in or they automatically got signed somebody. That is insane, bro. Quarterbacks so far, Geno Smith has 1 offer. I'm going to actually offer on him. And I'm going to see what he'll actually end up taking because we do need a quarterback, in all honesty. And it would be nice to get a quarterback. Now, of course, keep in mind, teams do not need to technically, you know, sign these players. They don't, at the end of the day. You know, sorry, not sign. They don't have to offer the money that they want. Like, for example, some of these guys, they probably have no one offering on them. But if the player only cares about money and nothing else, and he's like, hey, listen, I want money, and I don't care what else someone, you know, says, then, yeah, they're going to decline the contracts. And over time, it's very potential that other guys could sign with teams based on the fact that someone else offers them a big contract. So, again, you know, usually you see in Madden, especially in Madden, but also in real life, these guys don't really chase money as much. Some of them do, some of them do not. Tyreek Hill clearly chased money, but other guys might not. And they might actually say, hey, listen, I want to just go to a good team and play with a good team and I might, care about being closer to home, closer to family. I know Samaje Perine left the Bengals. He went to the Broncos. It was Sean Payton told him he'd be a two-back system, but a little bit of it was also because of the fact that he was closer to his family, and he wanted to be closer to his family. So some, players, they want to be closer to their family, and they don't really care too much about the money, but they care a lot about the, how close they are to their family and stuff. So, again, like I said, everyone has different motivation on why they want to go to a certain team. But, yeah, so I'm just going to be signing some of these guys. Oh, we already have, wait, do we not have a center? We don't have a center, okay. And I'm just signing them to quick contracts. Hopefully they accept them. I know, again, like I said, I know right now they're very greedy when it comes to what they want. But we're just going to hopefully sign some of these guys and hopefully let the draft help us out too. Because we definitely lost a little bit of players here. I'm actually running out of money because I'm offering all these player-friendly contracts. I probably should have done that, but it is what it is. Alright, so, wow. I mean, this is the most I have ever seen. Like, the amount of players who were signed. Everyone in the mom was just like, hey, listen, we need someone, so let's all go to free agency together. And they got paid big money because of it, man. They got paid the money they deserve because of it. Yeah, I mean, you go through all these, everyone having new homes. So I wonder how the league's going to look next year, especially when it comes to this franchise here. I wonder how the league's going to look. So we have even more players signed, it looks like. Geno Smith did sign with the 49ers. That's good. So we actually apparently gave him enough money. Trey Lance is back with the 49ers. Let's go, baby. I don't think that was how we expected that to go in real life, but alright, I'm just going to kind of go through here real fast. So let's go to signed, okay? It's only going to do top 100 if I do this. Okay. So these are all the guys who now have new homes. I'm just going to go through every single position so we can see. Wait. Ben Kurt, he's a free agent right now. He actually makes Madden videos, ironically enough. So that's kind of cool that he actually, in Madden now, he actually found himself with the Bengals, a brand new team. But holy crap. I mean, these are a lot of 65, 64s. But again, a lot of these teams, they don't have the backups. They don't have the depth pieces anymore because they let them go. So, Jahan Dotson, he went from the Commanders to the Saints. The Saints got 2 wide receivers? Dang, bro, the Saints aren't messing around with this receiving core. I mean, I heard about building your team in free agency. Now, I didn't turn off salary cap. Keep that in mind. That's another thing. I'm not turning off salary cap because I want to make this, I don't want to give teams freebies here and be able to, that's like, sign pretty much everybody. And because at that point, they could just sign players for crazy contracts and then it defeats the purpose of, going for the most money. So, I wanted to make sure we did it with the fact that, they're chasing the most money here. But Nick Gates went to the Titans. The Bengals signed 2 centers. Oh, that's ironic. They brought back Billy Price. You don't know who Billy Price is. Billy Price used to be a center for the Bengals. He actually got traded to the Giants for B.J. Hill. So, the way they got B.J. Hill, the Bengals, is they traded for Billy Price. And now he's back with the Bengals. That's ironically enough how that ended up turning out in the end there. Not usually does that happen in Madden where a guy ends up back where he originally was actually at. And BJ Hill went to the Raiders. Okay, I was going to say, if BJ Hill went back to the Giants, that would be so funny, and I would be criminal not to make that trade again. Not to make that trade for BJ Hill back to, what's his name, for Price. But sadly, they, Giants did not get him in the end there, so it looks like he is going to be staying on the Las Vegas Raiders, at least for the time being. A lot of these rookies actually... Wait, Derek Hall. Why does this guy look made up? This guy's a real guy, but, his picture looks like it's not actually real. It looks like it's, a creative person. Creative character there. That's interesting. But, yeah, so... I want to say right now... Obviously, the 49ers, I don't think we're going to be a good team next year because of the fact that we didn't really focus on the free agency as much as the other teams did. But I think at the same time, I think there's going to be a lot of... I don't know. I think there'll be a lot of bad teams now who ends up being really good teams. Like, we might see the Cardinals shock the world and actually be really freaking good. Riley Moss, a white corner. How is that even possible, bro? How is a white corner in the NFL? It makes no sense to me. Alright. And now again, some of these guys, they might not have signed, like, you know, long contracts. So they potentially could be, you know, not, they could. I swear, the 49ers are just built different in Madden. The 49ers are just built different in Madden. Even though I didn't sign really anyone new, we still went 10-7 and won the division. So, clearly, it does not matter that much. But let's go ahead and take a look at the standings, and then we'll look at stats. So, the Panthers went from one of the worst teams in the league to 13-4 and won the conference. The Chargers won the conference. The Jags are good. The Packers are amazing. The Browns are amazing. The Eagles, wow. Okay, so this is a completely different everything. The Ravens are awful. Okay, it looks like they didn't really touch free agency. And the Jets still suck. How does the Jets still suck, man? That's what I want to know. But, all right, so I meant to say Geno Smith. 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 3,300 yards for Geno. Okay. Christian McCaffrey still had 1,400 yards because they focused on keeping him. Brandon Ayuk still had an amazing season. Defensively, let's see. 13 sacks for Nick Bosa. Hurst had 3.5. Okay. And 5 sacks, 5 interceptions. I cannot read today. I'm sorry, guys. 5 interceptions for Ward. Okay. I want to now see who was the best or the most passing yards in the NFL. Alright, Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers, he went to the Vikings, that's right. Jimmy G went to the Rams. Looks like for the most part, Jordan Love went to the Titans, okay. Obviously, we have, you know, make-believe players at this point now. Sam Darnold's a Saint. Jared Goff's a Commander. We have Kirko, who went to the Falcons. So some players left. Some players stay the same. Not really too crazy. Again, like I said, a lot of these guys focus on keeping these players. Austin Eckler, okay. Nothing, again, like I said, too insanely crazy. How about receiving? Christian Kirk, he's on the Jags, actually, in real life. So that's actually not much of a change there. Devontae Adams, Chris Olave, Amari Cooper. Yeah, no, all these guys are still on their correct team. So they really signed a lot of guys back. I didn't realize how many players actually stayed on their correct teams. Even though they wanted all the money in the world. But again, that's why they lost a lot of the other guys. Because, you know, they wanted to keep their guys. Let's see. Aiden Hutchinson. Clowney went back to the... Well, he never was on the Packers. He went to the Packers at 17 sacks. That's awesome. It looks like... Is this guy on the... I don't know if this guy is actually on the Packers in real life or not. Zarius Smith, who cares about income tax, had a good season. I don't know why he cared about income tax. He was the one guy I'm like, bro, everyone else I changed that only care about money. And he was like, nah, bro, I can't care about money with all 3 of my things. I gotta care about income tax. Like, okay, I guess that's the thing, apparently. We care about income tax here. Alright, let's go to, teams. I just kind of want to look over some of these teams to see what they're looking like. Alright, so the Bears, I got Dalvin Cook. They're still kind of wishy-washy. They're not really that good. How about the Bengals? Oh, they look a lot better. Obviously, they lost B.J. Hill. Other than B.J. Hill, though, they didn't lose too many players. Money Mack, Alex Kappa, all these guys are still there. Bills... I mean, like I said, most of these teams, yeah, they say this. I'm surprised how many players. Mike Hilton is actually a Bronco. I'm surprised how many players actually stayed with their respected rosters. I really expected a lot of these guys to just not be re-signed. Especially if they only care about money, I expected them to leave. I guess when you do make every contract a one-year contract, though, that means all the dead money that they would owe on these contracts probably went away. So all these teams probably got like a crazy extension of money. Like we got 80 million, but there's probably some teams that had over 120, 130 million. So I guess that does make sense, technically, to bring back a lot of these guys. Is if you have a crap ton of money, you could just literally resign for days. I mean, especially if the guys want to stay with your team anyway. I know obviously they care about money and only money, but they still, you know, have some idea of wanting to stay with your team. All right, we got the Giants here. Ryan Neal. Oh, wow. Wait, no, Ryan. Okay, I don't know why I thought Ryan Neal. I was thinking about the Neal, the right tackle. I was thinking about, like, I was thinking about him. I'm like, wait, he stayed on his team? But no, that was not the Neal I was thinking about. I'll be honest with you. I think the 49ers, even with everything being said, I think they could still win the Super Bowl this year in this franchise. We got the Packers. I'm just going to go through a lot of these other teams here, just see if anyone is crazy new. Yeah, no, again, like I said, I just don't see, like, anyone. Obviously, the Raiders changed a little bit, right? They're not exactly the same as they were before. Ravens, too. Saints as well. Again, they get like 1 or 2 players, key players. Now, my question is now, what are they going to do this offseason? How are they going to look this offseason? Because I feel like a lot of guys, I don't know how many, but I feel like a lot of players probably sign 1-year contracts. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the actual, let's call it playoffs. So we have to play the LA Rams, okay? Let's see what we got here. First game against LA Rams, we lose. 49ers, is there like the reason why you suck? Is there a reason why you guys suck? I don't be that guy, man, but like, bro, you guys literally lost first wildcard playoffs in both years now. How is that even humanly possible, bro? Alright, Jags, Panthers, Super Bowl. Let's see how this goes. Come on. Alright, so the Jags won. Interesting. All right, so now let's get to free agency, because now I want to see who else is free agent and where are they going to go and who's going to sign them. Because they still, keep in mind, they still keep that motivation factor of winning money. Doesn't change now just because of the fact they're going to a new team. Or they went to a new team. Doesn't matter. Even though we went through one free agency period, they still care about money, bro. And yep, all these guys still care about money more than anything. So we have Roquan Smith now. We have Joel Antonio. That's what I was thinking. A lot of these teams might have signed their guys to 1-year contracts to keep them. Like BJ Hill, he signed a 1-year contract with the Raiders. So now that he's back. All right, so first little thing here. Roquan Smith signed with the Rams. Okay. How much did they pay him to go to the Rams? 4 years. Ooh, they paid him some good money. Not as much money as Baltimore paid him in real life. But still, 4 years. Okay, I'm an idiot. It literally says right here, winning offer. And it tells you the exact contract. I'm an idiot, bro. Alright, 1-year contract here. We got a 1 year for Chicago. Wait. Okay, so the Rams got 2 guys. They got 2 guys on this list here. Micah Hyde went to the Rams. Bro, the Rams are getting everybody. Okay, well, the Rams are... Am I just like... Is something going on here? Why did the Rams sign everybody? Nobody else signed but the Rams and the Bears. Okay. Okay, the Saints got Joe Antonio. Just apparently everyone else went to the Rams. I mean, the Rams only got like 3 players, but they got Khalil Mack too. Okay, so the Rams... Bro, what is going on here? Why is the Rams signing the whole entire free agency roster? All right, I'm just going to go through the third one here. Did anybody else sign? Doesn't look like anyone else really signed here. It looks like a lot of these teams aren't really interested in these guys. I mean, again, they want money, but like they want the most money possible, but still, looks like maybe some of these guys are just not interested or, well, not really interested in the money that these teams are coming at them with. Yeah, no, wow, this free agency period is a lot worse than the other one. The other one at least had like a lot of players being signed left and right. This one is like kind of mid. I'm kind of disappointed versus the last one. We were kind of spoiled with the first one we got, where all the players and teams just kind of left each other. This one is like, yeah, no, we don't care about free agents. Alright, let's look at free agency here. Alright, let's go through all 3 periods here. And there we go. All right, so we still got Tron Armstead. Nobody offered on this guy. No one offered on Joe Throoney. Corey Lindsley signed with the Cowboys. Darius Slay signed with the Broncos. Okay. We have Levante Davis signed with the Cardinals. Yeah, looked for a chance that the Rams were going to sign everybody. Jonathan Jones signed with the Falcons. All right, so the Vikings got a free safety and a strong safety. Wow, they're really building that roster up. But even in 3 periods here, I mean, not many players are really being re-signed. So that's like, worked on. All right, let's go to next week, man. I might just go to week 4 and just see how this ends up turning out because I'll be honest with you, this is not what I expected to happen. I expected it to be a little bit more of like, people signing people. So I'm going to go all the way to the recap. I want to see the recap here. I want to see where teams ended up going with. So this might just be a kind of mid signing. Now, last free agent signing, every team went out there and signed people. But, yeah, I mean, this isn't even 100 players. I don't think 100 free agents actually signed. I think they literally... These teams have no money left because they signed everybody. This is insane. There was so much free agent action last year that these teams don't have any money left to sign any more players. Yeah, no, I mean... We're now looking at these teams like... Nope. Kyle Allen got signed, okay. And that's it, man. That's insane. So I'm going to sim one more time to the playoffs, guys. Hang on. Alright, so I simmed to the playoffs again. We went 4-13. Apparently, they're not built different after all. The Bengals went 14-3. Cowboys 14-3. And, yeah. Everyone else went better than us. Which is, to say the least, kind of embarrassing, to be honest. Let's take a look at what the final stats look like, though, for this year, for us at least. 22 touchdowns, 14 interceptions for Geno Smith. I guess Geno Smith might not be the guy at the end of the day, but it happens, man. 5 sacks for Nick Bosa. Apparently, he just isn't good anymore. How? How is Nick Bosa so bad, dude? I mean, he's only like, he's not that old, but not that far in the future. Man's not like a trash can yet. Like, usually guys like that usually keep going to like 30-something, like 35 or something. Patrick Mahomes still the best quarterback in the league. Surprise, not really. Jameis Winston's one of the best quarterbacks, and he's on the Packers now. Because apparently the Packers said, nope, we're not going with the guy we got, so now we got him. And Jordan Love is still somewhere else, which we don't know yet where he is. He's on the Titans still. Wow, the Titans actually really committed to Love. Hey, man, every time you commit to Love, it's a very scary situation. But sometimes it can work out very well, and sometimes it could work out very poorly. Depends on, what ends up working out for you. I don't know how I connected this to real-life Love, but, hey, listen, man, it is what it is, bro. All right. Let's go to the sack leaders, and I'll be honest with you, I was expecting a lot more players to be leaving and find new teams. Now, again, a lot of players did find new teams, but I was expecting some of these teams not to re-sign a lot of these big-name players. I expected them to go elsewhere, but overall-wise, I gotta say, guys, not a bad, not bad, honestly. The NFL teams, they didn't do a bad job. They actually did keep a lot of these stars. So, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, but that's gonna be the video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.